Hello AP students, this is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your Chapter 13 short answer questions for the test. So as we go along, make sure you are paying attention and you get the information that you need. So one of your questions basically is stating for you to name and compare and contrast two of the major types of mood disorders. This is going to be worth 8 points. I'm going to give you more than two. I'm going to give you 3 of the big ones. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is major depression, sometimes known as unipolar disorder. This involves feelings of worthlessness, lack of appetite, sleep difficulties, withdrawal from friends and family, lethargy, and suicidal thoughts. Another type is seasonal affective disorder, and this involves basically issues with the sun. It occurs during the dark months of winter when there's a lack of sunlight, and for the most part it's a result of a lack of melatonin. You know, when we go back and we talk about major depression, there can be some issues there with the levels of serotonin within, as far as neurotransmitters are concerned, that may be causing this. The third one, if you so choose to use this, is bipolar disorder. Sometimes, or in the past, this was known as manic depression. This involves the depressive thoughts that you hear about maybe in the unipolar disorder, but it's also characterized by the extreme polar side of this, where we talk about the manic or the mania. This is when a person is extremely talkative, they're energetic, euphoric, hyperactive. Another thing that goes along with this is that an individual may go for days without sleep, and then they kind of hit a wall, and then they go back into the depressed state. Your second question: give an example of how a cognitive behavioralist would help an addictive smoker who claims that one more cigarette won't hurt me. How might the same problem be approached by using aversion therapy? And this is worth 4 points. Cognitive therapist or cognitive behavioral therapist, they would say that this is a type of thinking that is irrational. The behavioralist or therapist in this case would try to change the beliefs. So they're going to try to change the way that a person thinks, but they're also going to try to change the unhealthy behavior. So they're going to try to find ways to get them to stop smoking and accompany it by rewarding the desired behavior. In other words, we're going to try to reward when the individual is not smoking and punishing them when they are smoking. Sometimes this is also known as contingency management. As far as aversion therapy and how that would be used. Aversion therapy, if you think back to John Garcia and his tainted lamb burgers that we heard about when we were talking about classical conditioning, this is a type of therapy that you would try to make smoking unappealing by having a person maybe chain smoke, meaning that they're smoking so many cigarettes to the point that they get sick. Or it could be such a thing that you give them a certain type of medication that, for the most part, makes them nauseous anytime that they smell cigarette smoke, with the hope that maybe that will get them to stop smoking. Thank you very much.